Hi, welcome back to the channel. We're still looking at the convention 2022. I did a little summary of what that meant in the last video. So in this one, we're just going to jump in because this one's a little bit personal. So we're just going to try and get through it without causing too much emotional distress to me or to you. And that's the aim of the video. Let's have a look at what Jehovah's Witnesses are watching today. Okay, so I've got the video. This is a video specifically targeted for young people in the organization. So that's kind of 20, 25 under, talking about gay rights.
Our top winner in the showcase is gay.
If you don't know, Jehovah's Witnesses in no way support gay rights. They don't like gay people. They ignore the subject. They tell gay people that in some respects they're worse than pedophiles, worse than rapists, because those people will come back into the paradise repaired. But gay people will come back unrepaired and have to in some way repair themselves to become heterosexual over 1,000 years.
There will be many others who will come back who will have to abandon their former way of life. I was thinking, as an example, a homosexual. Will he change? Will he adjust? It'll be up to him.
Homosexuals flaunt their conduct.
Homosexuality is unholy and repugnant to Jehovah, and he will not tolerate it among his dedicated servants. Does your love for Jehovah move you to have the same view?
That's how much gay rights Jehovah's Witnesses think gay people should have.
Let the hate flow through you.
So it's not a supportive organization. It is probably one of the most tolerated yet homophobic groups on the planet. So let's have a look at what they tell young people to do when that subject comes up.
Are your young ones ready? As you watch the next video, notice how Olivia defends Jehovah's
Jehovah's righteous standards. Defending
Great
God.
discussion today, everyone. Remember, midterms are this Friday. No excuses. That includes you, Jordan.
Jehovah's Witness.
You were noticeably silent during our discussion today, Olivia.
I was. I guess I just didn't have much to say.
Hold on. Interesting point. She was in the discussion the whole time. When I was young, if anything, even remotely talking about sexual orientation or sex education got brought up, it was the done thing that Jehovah's Witnesses didn't attend those classes. But now we're seeing maybe a slightly different stance, that you should go and be silent. That's an interesting take from the script writers here, but maybe it's just a plot device, so I'll let that one slide.
Aren't you concerned about gay rights?
Aren't you concerned? The answer is no.
Well, it seems like a political issue, and I stay neutral when it comes
to God, here we go again. It's not a political issue, but let's say it was. Jehovah's Witnesses are not neutral. They feign neutrality. They feign neutrality when it comes to individual rights. I'm going over the same point as the last video. So let's carry on with, I guess this is the defense that she's coming up with.
stuff.
But it's not a political issue.
True, it's not a political issue.
This is a human rights issue.
True.
Mr. Dallas, she's like crazy religious.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. This is interesting because, so the teacher's obviously very progressive and tries to defend this girl's religious beliefs. This is one of the things that really frustrates me, is because when you understand Jehovah's Witnesses' beliefs, you understand that it's very difficult to class it as a religion in the same way that Catholics are religious. It is a cult, and cults should not be extended the same religious security and freedom of religion as real religions. Cults tell their followers what to believe and give punishments if they don't believe it. And you could argue, well, you know, religions do the same. They'll say you'll go to hell and so on. But in the real world, if I say, well, you know what, I am going to do X, Y, and Z, even though you tell me not to, I just go and do it, and the religion puts on a sad face. Jehovah's Witnesses will stalk you. They will create committees. They will potentially fire you from their job if they're connected to Jehovah's Witnesses. They will disconnect you from your friends and family who will treat you as dead. They put on severe, immense social pressure to enforce their rules.
I made my family disappear.
And so as a result, it makes me uncomfortable that people, even though it's Jehovah's Witness propaganda, are defending Jehovah's Witnesses under the guise of religious freedom, when it's that exact religious freedom that they don't give to their own followers. That's a very, very slimy card to be playing in this script. So it's not going well.
No, you don't understand. Jehovah's Witnesses hate everybody that isn't straight.
That's not true. We don't hate anyone.
This is, again, a kind of a lie. Now, saying they don't hate anyone, they view it with this lens. Well, we don't hate you because we want to convert you, basically. But they do what they say. They hate the conduct. And I'm sure that's going to come up. We don't hate people. We hate conduct. So I'm not going to hate you for smoking, but I hate the idea of smoking. But in actuality, that's not the way they view it. If a transsexual person or a gay couple walk into a kingdom hall holding hands, let's say kissing. I don't know why you would kissing in a kingdom hall. But anyway, let's imagine that happens. The entire population of that room, everyone in that room suddenly thinks you are disgusting. A good example of this is a really great example to show that they hate the people and not the conduct is the countless times that I've been with Jehovah's Witnesses as a Jehovah's Witness, someone who dresses in a camp way walks by. They don't say, oh, you know, I hate that kind of dress, or they go, ugh, oh, it's disgusting. Can you, oh, the gays. Like they hate the people. But because they've got this line of hating the conduct that they're able to hide under, it doesn't register in their minds as hate. So basically, Jehovah's Witnesses are taught from birth certain lines that get them out of jail free cards. So if someone says, well, why don't you help the environment? Well, I remain politically neutral. They just pull out this card that they've been taught, which defends it from people, but the main thing is it defends it in their own mind. Well, I do care about the environment because of God's kingdom, and therefore I remain neutral. Here, it's as soon as someone says, well, you hate gay people. No, I don't hate gay people. I hate the conduct. I hate the conduct. And this card comes out that they'll just repeat until they get out of jail. It's amazing to watch, but it is sad, really. Let's see if she pulls out this card.
I've spoken with your people before.
Of course he has. He seems very chill.
They seem big on equality.
They seem big on equality?
You're not making any sense. Are you on drugs?
So if you walked into a kingdom hall, the people on the platform teaching will be men. I mean, women, the only time women can even touch the platform, really, apart from to clean, is if they sit in the corner and talk to another woman. Anyone teaching is a man, not a woman. Is that, quote, big on equality? Like, big on equality? That's mad that the script writers were like, yes, we're so big on equality that people will say that, but they are not big on equality. So let's imagine that they have full equality. That's not anything they've done. They haven't been protesting or fighting for equality because, as they just said, they remain neutral in terms of individual rights. So they will never, ever, ever protest like the suffragettes or any kind of group that has made real progress to get, quote, big on equality. Like, how can you say, I mean, that is a joke. I mean, even real Jehovah's Witnesses, if you spoke to it, said, "Are you big on equality?" They would hesitate to say anything to that. Woof! That was a surprise. I'll give you that. World Headquarters.
We are. The Bible says God isn't partial, so we believe that everyone should be treated fairly.
Do you?
Good. So I assume you have gay members in your church?
Technically, yes.
No, we don't.
Zen moment. Saying we don't have gay members is a lie. Like, they must know that. They have even... Oh, this is so frustrating, because there are many people in Jehovah's Witnesses who believe fully that this is the right thing and that everyone who isn't a Jehovah's Witness is going to die and that I need to go preaching door to door to save people. They believe all of it and they believe it to be true. There are people like that who are homosexual. I can speak and say that with confidence because I was one of them. So to say we don't have gay members is essentially denying that those people exist. You're denying anyone who is making that incredibly difficult choice daily to hide who they are. You're denying that that sacrifice means anything to you as an organization. Like, I don't know if anyone else has picked up on this. Maybe there's already people going nuts about it, but that statement to say we don't have gay people in our organization, what a knife to the heart that is. They have to fight hard to be in that cult, and you're slapping them in the face. You know, you really could have pulled out the conduct card there and gone, well, you know what, we do, but they've chosen that they understand that conduct is unacceptable, so they choose not to act on it. That's what you should have said in that. That would have been an honest answer. But to say no, it's not only a lie, but it's a lie that really is gonna stab people in the back when they're watching that. That is, I mean, I can't even imagine if I'm 10 years younger and I'm sat at home surrounded by my family in a suit and tie, being made to watch this and listening to someone on my TV tell me that I don't exist. Surrounded by your friends and family who are probably clapping along going, yes, what a brilliant convention. I think this might be one of the worst things I've seen since leaving. Like that, to say gay people don't exist in our organization when they fully know they do, because they also make propaganda to make them straight, essentially, or to say hide who you are. What is this? What a loving organization.
We send all of you our warm Christian love.
Please know that we sincerely love and appreciate each one of you.
We want you to know we love you, brothers, very much.
I assume you have gay members in your church?
No, we don't.
Let's carry on. I can't.
But I thought you just said everyone should be treated equal.
I'm just as confused as you, mate.
I'm confused.
Yeah, called it.
Jordan, don't you have a class to get to? As I was saying, how is that not a little hypocritical? Saying that you love everyone and then excluding certain people.
Welcome to my world. Oh, please tell me you have an answer.
Honestly, Mr. Dallas,
Yes?
I wondered the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
And?
Well, I researched it in the Bible.
No, you didn't.
And I realized
No, you
that
didn't.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
You did not research it in the Bible. What you more than likely research, what the script writers mean when they say I researched it in the Bible, is I searched gay equality on the Watchtower online library. That's what they mean. Nobody, not a single Jehovah's Witness ever existed, maybe except from the early days, has gone, I'm going to research a subject and just flicked through the Bible to find their answer. That does not happen. You must look at Jehovah's Witness publications to understand the Bible. And therefore you go to the online library. The same online library, which if I put a link here somewhere or wherever, they hide from their own members what they've really said. So it's completely unreliable, even as a library of cult propaganda. It's so unreliable that you can't even go to it really as a cult member unless you've got certain rights to then see everything. It's insane. So when you say I researched blank in the Bible, don't use that phrase, because you did not. You researched it on the online library, or at best, you used Jehovah's Witness tools to understand one translation of the Bible. That's what happened. So don't come at me with your wonderful Bible knowledge, because it doesn't exist. What exists is your ability to read in your mother tongue from a website.
God accepts all people, but he doesn't accept all conduct.
There's the card.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It means that you can't be abusing drugs, you can't be stealing or being violent and still be a witness. There's just certain actions that God just doesn't accept.
Oof. Including being gay?
Including how someone expresses their sexuality?
This teacher's great.
In some cases, yes.
In some cases! Oh, Lord. What is this? Was it always like this? I can't... What the heck is happening? In some cases. No, not in some cases. You mean yes. You mean unless you're heterosexual and you're in a married relationship with one person of the opposite sex, all other things are not accepted. So you can't say in some cases when there's one case that you accept. You should say in most cases. Or when you're not straight.
We follow God's standards.
Oh, this is another thing that really grinds on me, is they say, well, it's not my standards. It's not me saying I need to be neutral. It's not me doing it. It's God.
We loyally support Jehovah's right to rule. We don't set the standards.
But it's not. It's the organization. In fact, it's not even the organization sometimes. It's your local branch. Who basically, if you are able to get yourself some letter-headed paper, you can make any rule you want and that congregation will follow it. So it doesn't come from God. It comes from either your local branch, your service department. It could come from the teaching committee. It could come from the writing committee. It could come from any old committee. Like I've been involved in letters that have gone out to congregations. Like it doesn't come from God. Your beliefs change all the time. You're happy to admit that, because the organization changes them, or departments change, and it just shows a complete lack of understanding of how the organization runs. And it's not your fault, poor girl, because you're just born into it and in some congregation somewhere. But when you've been in Bethel and you understand how this stuff works, saying, well, these aren't my beliefs, they come from God, that's gotta wake you up a little bit, surely. I don't know. Maybe it's been too long that I've been out, but this is nonsense.
Not having sex without being married.
Well, if that's how you feel, that's your right. Personally, it seems a tad archaic to me.
It is your right to feel
but
that way.
To each their own.
That's the key, isn't it? Isn't that the key? Each to their own. Does she agree to this? No, they were very sly. She did not agree to that. Each to their own is exactly the principle that people are fighting for in race equality, gay rights. Like, just leave people alone. So him saying, well, you're free to believe that way, true, but she doesn't keep it to herself. She enforces her beliefs on the people around her, because she will stop speaking to her father if he turns out to be gay. I think actually she lives with her mother in this. Is that right? Basically, she will disown anyone that doesn't believe the same way she does. So she's enforcing her beliefs on others. Then she will go door to door and stand on the trolley and tell other people that this is the correct way to believe and to live. So it's not each to their own if that individual is enforcing their beliefs on other people. If she went home and continued to be homophobic, but just to herself, and she found another guy who was also homophobic, and they can be homophobic together and live happily ever after without telling anyone about the way they believe, you know what? You do you. But that's not what Jehovah's Witnesses do. That's not what they believe. And they don't think this each to their own, you do you mentality is good. They think it's satanic. So, oh, and here we go. Someone's been impressed with the homophobia.
Hey. Does the Bible really say all that? Yeah, it does.
Does it? Does it? Really? Does it say you don't have gay people in your ranks? Does it? Well, I mean, it says that you should stone them, so maybe I shouldn't get too much into that.
Okay. Maybe you could show me sometime.
Oh,
yeah,
a Bible study.
Sure. Awesome.
What a poor girl. No, don't smile about this. Oh, this girl has been impressed with the stance, the biblical stance this girl is taking. And they're going to... Clearly now it seems like there's a friendship being formed. But in reality, if that girl sits down and says, does it say all this in the Bible? And she shows her all the propaganda. And, you know, they have a Bible study and she says, well, I actually enjoy smoking and I'm going to keep smoking, even though I agree with all this other stuff. That friendship, gone. It's really annoying because this girl thinks there could be a friendship here because I'm interested in your beliefs. But this girl, she doesn't think that. She thinks there's a potential to convert someone here. Does the video end there on that happy note for people watching the convention? Oh no, there's a tie-in because they have to tie it all in. So you keep paying for Disney Plus. No, JW Plus, whatever crap this is. Oh, is that the end? Please tell me that's the end. Please go back to the boring speaker.
So we can expect future installments.
Oh,
in this
what a
saga.
jerk. This guy really... Oh, maybe I'm just annoyed, but he's so annoying. He's like so smug. Like, you can enjoy future installments of this. Is he on the teaching committee? David Schafer. Yeah, of course he is. That smug smile on his face is not, I'm enjoying the program the same as you. It's, I've been involved in making all of this and I think this is pretty cool because 20 years ago, we didn't have a website. We had no infrastructure to even make videos. So I'm kind of smug that I'm able to do this happily in Bethel, getting fed from your donations all the time. Getting a little bit mad again. This is why I should not be watching the convention. This is why I don't do videos like this normally.
Let's say a little prayer for peace.
I really do feel for people being made to force this, especially when you can't get out of it. Like maybe you're a ministerial servant and you have to watch this with the congregation. Or maybe you're 15 and you've got to watch this with your parents. Maybe you're... I don't even want to think about if you're an LGBTQ member and you've got to watch this kind of stuff with your family day in, day out. Anyway, I'm thinking of you. Even though this is a horrific content, please like the video so that I'm able to reach people with this. And, you know, that's why I'm doing this, is that if old Ben stumbles across this kind of video online, even in Bethel or pre-Bethel, that he can gain some kind of comfort because he must be going through hell watching this and still feeling so... I don't even know, alone or wrong in like as a person, being told you don't exist by the organization of your family who you love. It's a lot. So thanks for tuning in anyway. Hopefully it hasn't been too depressing. And hopefully I'm not too sweaty from the rage. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I catch you in the next one. I'm going to try and maybe do another convention thing if there's anything that catches my eye. And then I've got a little video on something special that I'm looking to break the news on. So
that's why her hair is so big. It's full of secrets.
So that would be cool. And then it's back to university. So that's the plan for the next couple of weeks. But thanks for watching this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.